Hello children, how are you all? Hope you have enjoyed your holidays. May not be much because we are in a pandemic. So COVID-19 might have disappointed you. But whatever it is, we have to go ahead, right? So let us start the new academic year with the topic integers. Yes, you have already learned about numbers in your earlier classes. So counting numbers, what we call as natural numbers, they start from 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, dot dot dot, means so on. There is no end for it. Those numbers are called natural numbers. This you know. And after that comes 0. When you add 0 to natural numbers, together this group forms whole numbers. So what is happening here? Natural numbers start from 1 and continue till infinity. There is no limit, there is no end. Whereas whole numbers start from 0, means 0, 1, 2, 3 and they continue till infinity. So what we observe here is natural numbers is a part of whole numbers. Natural numbers form a part of whole number group. So therefore we can say that a group of or natural number set is a subgroup of whole numbers. It's a subgroup of whole numbers. This is the main group. Right. And so let us see natural numbers, 1, 2, 3, 4, so on. Whole numbers, 0 is added to natural numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4 and so on. If the question is asked only with natural numbers, you should remember that you must use only these numbers. So these are natural numbers. And if the question is asked with whole numbers, then 0 can also be considered. And 0 can also be considered. So like suppose if the question is something like this. What is the smallest one digit number in natural numbers? What is the smallest one digit number? These are all one digit numbers until 9 and 10. Two digit number. There are two digits, 0 and 1. Right? Two digits are there. If the question is asked something like, what is the smallest one digit number in natural numbers? It is 1. If the same question is asked again, like, what is the smallest one digit number in whole numbers? It is 0. Did you get that? So what is the smallest one digit number in whole numbers? Because it starts with 0. So this is the smallest what we say here when it comes under whole numbers. Means when you consider these numbers 0. When you consider only natural numbers 1. A question can be asked something like that. What is the smallest one digit counting number? So now here counting numbers means 0 can't be used for counting. We always start counting from 1, 2, 3, 4 and so on, right? So if the question is asked, what is the smallest one digit counting number? It is like natural numbers. Natural numbers are used for counting. Natural numbers are used for counting. We can't take 0 as the first counting because we won't take 0 for counting as a single digit. But 0 when taken on the right hand side of any digit, of course rises the value of that digit by 10 times. So then you can take that for counting, but not as a single digit. So therefore you must be very clear while answering. You must be careful when you read the question. If the smallest one digit number is asked in natural numbers, it is 1. But it is asked in excuse me, whole numbers, it is 0. Clear? So now whole numbers, these are all whole numbers together. Natural numbers is a part of whole numbers. So therefore it's a subgroup. It is a subgroup. Now what we are going to learn here is integers. Like, why should we learn about integers here? See, I'll give a very simple example. There are also many applications of these integers. But right now I'll give a very simple example. See, sometimes in the news, weather report. So you can listen the newsreader reading like the mercury scale dropped below 0 and there the temperature is -2 degrees centigrade. So what is this -2? Till now though we learned about counting numbers, those are natural numbers, and when 0 is added to it, whole numbers. So nowhere you have a negative sign here, but the minus sign is not here. So how come that it is falling below 0 and what the value they are saying is -2 degrees centigrade. Yes, here comes integer values. Okay, so now we need the help of integer values to understand what it means. Okay, we need the help of integers to understand what it means. So how to make, like say, integers. Already whole numbers we have defined. Now we have whole numbers 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 and so on. These are all whole numbers. To this, if we add negative numbers, that means on the other side of the 0, if you are going to add negative numbers like -1, -2, -3, -4 and so on, then the whole group forms integers. Okay, so on number line, how to represent integers? See, these are natural numbers which are on the right hand side of 0. Right? So when you look at here, this is our right hand side, this is our left hand side. So when you are looking into the paper or into the board on your right hand side, that means 0, like you are facing 0, and on the right hand side you can see natural numbers. And when 0 is added, we call these as whole numbers. And on the other side of 0, that means on the left hand side, you can see that with the same equal spacing, -1, -2, -3, -4, -5 and so on. This also extends to infinity and this also extends to -infinity. That means there is no limit, infinite in the sense we can't determine, go and say that this is infinity. Okay, so there is no limit, the numbers continue like that. Okay, so how to define integers then now? So negative numbers and whole numbers together form integers. Negative numbers and whole numbers together form integers. So when you define natural numbers, we say the numbers starting from 1, 2, 3 and then continuing are called natural numbers. Then 0 and natural numbers together, whole numbers. And now negative numbers and whole numbers. Together we call as integers. So we have positive integers and negative integers. Right? So therefore when you say that it is neutral, it is neither positive nor negative. You won't say that 0 comes under positive integer because there is no minus over here. It is neither positive nor negative. It can be called as whole number or it can be set as a neutral integer. Okay, so we have on the right hand side positive integer scale and the left hand side negative integer scale. Equal distance. So what difference you have between 0 and 1? You have the same gap between 0 and minus 1 also. And 0 and 2, 0 and minus 2. Okay, is that clear? Right now, then how to find out which is the larger number? This part though you are very perfect about that. Suppose if I say that 5 and 2, which is the larger number? You know that whenever it is like on the right hand side, when you move on right hand side away from 0, always the number which is on the right hand side of the given number is always larger. Like 5 is larger than 4, where 5 lies on the right hand side. Suppose 6, of course, is larger than 4, it is greater than 4 because 6 lies on the right hand side. Same rule you can apply from this end to that end. Anywhere from here. Suppose if I take minus 3. Minus 3 is larger than minus 5 because this is on the right hand side. Minus 3 is larger than minus 5 because this is on right hand side. Simple logic. Okay, so therefore how to understand a larger number? So a number which is on the right hand side of the two given numbers is a larger number. Suppose let me say that minus 37 is given and minus 80 is given to you. Two numbers are given, minus 37 and minus 80. How will you decide which is the larger one in this? So imagine the number line in your mind. As you are going on to the left hand side, minus 5, minus 6, minus 8, minus 9, which comes first? Minus 37. And then comes minus 80. So minus 37 is on the right hand side when compared to minus 80. So minus 37 is the larger number. So how do we decide? We decide that a given number is larger when it lies relatively on the right hand side on number line. Right? So it relatively means when compared to a number. Suppose if I take 4 and 2. 4 is on the right hand side when compared to 2. So therefore 4 is greater. If I compare 5 and 4, 5 is on right hand side when compared to 4 on the number line. So therefore 4 is smaller and 5 is greater or larger number. So therefore how do we decide larger number? Larger number is that if the number is relatively on the right hand side. If the number is relatively, right? If the number lies on right or simply say lies on RHS of number line. When compared to the given number. You can also just write down in your notebook, right? If the number lies on the right hand side when compared to the given number, that number is always larger. So it's very clear. Suppose if I want to define on a smaller number. So it lies on left hand side as such. 4 and 3 are compared, suppose. 3 is on left hand side when compared to 4. So therefore 3 is smaller than 4. And minus 3 and minus 1. On the number line, if you look at, so this is on the right hand side, this is on my left hand side. So left hand side number is smaller when compared to the right hand side number. Left hand side number is smaller when compared to the right hand side number. You may ask, ma'am, but this is 1, this is 3. You may ask that, this is 1 and this is 3, how can you say that this is smaller? See, here 1 and 3 without negative, if you take, yes, you are right. But here minus 1 in the sense, you are subtracting 1 from a quantity. And minus 3 means you are subtracting 3 from a quantity. Which quantity will be smaller? The quantity are on subtracting 3, right? In this manner also you can understand. Or simply try to remember that on the negative scale, whenever you are moving away from 0, the value decreases. The value decreases because this is in opposite direction you are moving on the number line. So from 0, when you are moving backward means the values are decreasing. Numbers we will always write forward, right? We write the numbers forward. So numbers increase. So the value of the number increases. But here what is happening? We are moving backward. So thus the number value decreases. Here we are moving forward. So therefore what is happening? Number value is increasing. Here the number value is increasing. In this direction it is decreasing. Suppose all together if you take only one direction, yes. From this end to that end, always the values keep on increasing. From this end to that end, always the values keep on increasing. So therefore, how do you decide whether the given number is a larger number when compared to the other number? So on the number line, if you take two numbers, the number which is on the right hand side will be larger. So on the number line, if you take two numbers, the number which is on the right hand side is larger. That may be on the negative scale or on the positive side of the number system, whichever side it is. If you go in one direction only. Clear? Right. So this is very easy and no chance to get confused. Hence minus 37 and minus 80. Minus 80 comes on the extreme left, where minus 37 is on the right hand side. Thus minus 37 is larger number. Right. So when it comes to smaller number, so it is the same thing. Suppose if I take minus 5 and minus 3, I am given with these two numbers. So imagine a number line in your mind starting from 0, minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4, minus 5. So on to the extreme left you have minus 5, on to the right you have minus 3. So which is the smaller one? Which is on the left hand side is smaller. This is smaller. This is smaller. Okay. So that is when you move. This is right hand side number is bigger. This is left hand side number is smaller number. So larger number and smaller number. Is that clear for you now? You can take 5 or 6 examples by your own and then you can discuss within yourself and then you can write the answers for which is the larger number and which is the smaller number when you are taking negative values also. Right? So now comparing the numbers. This part you have already seen. We use equal to when both the numbers are same. Greater than and less than symbols. Greater than and less than symbols. So let us take an example here. Let me take it to be minus 5 and 6. Very simple. This is positive, this is negative. Clearly negative numbers are less than positive numbers. So minus 5 less than 6. I'll take another example. Minus 6 minus 1. Minus 6 minus 1. Minus 6 is on the left hand side of the number line where minus 1 lies on the right hand side. Now face turn to this. This is on the right hand side. Minus 6 comes here on the left hand side. This is my right and this is my left. So left hand side 1, LHS side smaller number. So minus 6 is less than minus 1. So you need to compare that with the number given on the number line only. So then there will not be any kind of confusion. Once you are used to it, afterwards there won't be a number line also. It is not necessary for you to imagine a number line. It comes automatically. But this is the beginning. So therefore, always imagine a number line and try to locate where the two given numbers are. And then now see which one is on the right hand side, which one is on the left hand side. So the number which is on the right hand side is always larger number. The number which is on the left hand side is always smaller number. And you know the symbols here. Right? Clear? Okay. Now based on this only we will go for ascending order and descending order. Once when you know which numbers are the larger numbers and which numbers are the smaller numbers, you can easily write the ascending order. So let us take an example here. Let me take minus 6, minus 12, 5, 8 and 1. So the numbers which are given to you are minus 6, minus 12, 5, 8, 1. We have to write it in ascending order. Ascending in the sense starting from the smallest. Now, if you can imagine, you imagine your brain, or else you can draw the number line 0. So this is 1. After 1 comes 5 somewhere here, and then comes 8. I am not writing the numbers in between because that is not needed for us. Right, so 0. After 0, minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4 like that. Somewhere here comes minus 6. Then minus 7, minus 8 and so on. Somewhere here lies minus 8. Minus 12. So, clear it is now. Now your ascending order is starting from here. As you move on to the right hand side, value increases. So this is the smallest number. Then comes minus 6. Then 1, 5, 8. Now what is the ascending order? So it is minus 12. I am not writing here because space is a constraint to me. I don't have enough space here. You can write in your notebook. Minus 12, minus 6, 1, 5. 0 is not given to you. It's only a reference point for you. So minus 12, minus 6, 1, 5, 8 is the ascending order. Is that clear? It is the ascending order. Now coming to descending order. Descending order means you have to come from this side. Isn't it? From the higher value to the lower values. From the larger values to the smaller values. Whereas in this case, you have seen that minus 12 is the smallest and 8 is the largest. For the same set of numbers, if you have to write a descending order, very clear, you will start from here, right? 8, 5, 1, minus 6, minus 12. So simple and so clear. Right? And now descending order. Let me take some other numbers. This time I will take 0 also. Okay? Minus 38, 41, minus 80, 0, 14. See the numbers. How can you write it? Simple. Draw a number line. Who is stopping you? It's your notebook, it's your pen, it's your hand. Right? So, number line. Put the reference pointer 0, 0 is already anyhow given here. Now, see on the positive side of the number line. So, what are the numbers you have? 41 and 14. Which comes first? 14. Then next comes 41. Finish ho gaya. Done? Right. Now on this side. What are the numbers on the negative side? You have minus 38, minus 80. Which comes first? Again minus 38, which is here. And then comes minus 80. What we want? Which order? Descending. That means decreasing order. Decreasing order. You know very well that on the extreme right hand side is the largest number. So this is the largest number. Then comes 14, 0, minus 38 and minus 16. Clear? Perfectly? Right. So, this is how you have to write ascending order and descending order. Keep in mind, whether largest number is asked, larger number is asked, what is the difference? Largest means out of the given numbers, which is the one which is having highest value. Larger number, obviously only two numbers will be given to you. Degrees of comparison, you know it. Right. So, whether largest number or the larger number or the smallest or smaller number, you have to always imagine a number line or just draw a number line just below the question and then you can write the answer. No harm. Nobody is going to say that it is wrong. Okay? Clear, children? So let me revise the whole thing again. Numbers which start from 1, 2, 3 and which continues, right, are natural numbers. Whole numbers are the one with 0 and the natural numbers as the subgroup. Integers, the new topic. Negative numbers along with whole numbers form integers. So in integers, what is coming here? Negative numbers. So there is a number line for you to understand that 0 being the neutral one. On the right hand side you have positive and on the left hand side you have negative. So as you are moving from extreme left to the right, always the value of the next number increases. From where you are moving? From the extreme left to the right. So therefore always the largest number or the larger number lies on the right hand side when two numbers or more than two numbers are given. Similarly, smaller or the smallest one lies obviously on left hand side. If the larger one lies on the right hand side, it's very clear the smaller one lies on the left hand side. So now comparing the numbers, you know it already. When both the numbers are equal, you use equal to symbol and then greater than, then less than symbol. And we have discussed two examples also here. Always remember to decide whether bigger or smaller number. Please try to imagine number line until you are perfect with these integers. Okay, when you do it systematically in the beginning classes, afterwards there won't be any need for you to draw all this. Clear? So now ascending order and descending. Right, children? So your job is take at least two examples of each case. For larger number, take two sets of numbers. Smaller number, take two different sets of numbers. Comparing the numbers, for you can take 5 or 6 examples here and then write. And then ascending order and also descending order. Two examples. You take your own numbers. You yourself frame the questions and then solve. That helps you a lot in understanding mathematics. Right? Okay. So, pause the video for a moment, then you can copy it down or you can take the screenshot and then afterwards you can copy it down. Right? Better make your own notes on the whole concept. Right? And then I will post the exercise questions to you and you can solve them and then post me back in your school group. And to the other viewers, we are from Modern Mission High School, Boinpalli, Secunderabad. So we are one of the best state board schools awarded by Brainfeed organization. For inquiries or for the admission inquiries, you can call on the number 9951343026. Thank you all.